But it's gathering time. Louder? Do you hear me well? It's time to start. Please be seated. Sometimes it's really hard to understand on the stage how your voice is heard in the auditorium. Yeah. I'll start from some organizational questions. After this workshop, it will be lunchtime. It will be lunchtime. We will have it for 45 minutes. After that, it will be a speech contest. ToastMasters Internationals prepare speeches for 5 up to 7 minutes. After that, we are going to have one more workshop and one more speech contest for improvisational speeches. And the final part will be a secret one. You will know it at the end. Just to make you understand, be a good listener, and you can win a prize at the end. Now I'm going to continue to our next speaker. Mike joined ToastMasters almost 20 years ago. It's amazing. In this organization, people joining it to maybe entire life sometimes. At the beginning of the month, for instance, the first DTM, it's a Distinguished Toastmaster. It's the highest educational achievement at ToastMasters, joined our meeting. It was amazing. 70 years old Irishman. Wow, it was really amazing. Mike joined ToastMasters in the United States. After that, he changed several countries, and now his residence is Prague, in Czech Republic. During his career in ToastMasters, he doing a mentorship for people who are coming to ToastMasters clubs. Of course, when you just visit a club, join it, there is some need of help. You just expect someone to show you the road. And mentorship is one of processes which helps us to do so. Mike is a really experienced mentor. What's more, he's from the Western culture. The word mentorship, it does not mean coaching. There is a difference between coaching and mentorship. In our countries, we lost such culture, I think, in the 90s, and I just know maybe several IT companies with some American relationship, which do mentorship in for their employees. But for Belarusian companies, I think it's not widespread. And I want Mike to deliver a workshop about mentorship, just to understand how it helps to develop your public speaking skills, and not only. And it's time to start. Mike Hagan, mentorship.
Thank you very much.
Mentorship, Mike Hagan.
Thank you. Have you had a good break? Coffee, tea, water, bio break? Okay. What I would like you to do is to turn on your phones. Not off, on. Because life happens fast, and it comes from all directions. I want you to have your phones on in case there is an emergency. Now, what constitutes an emergency? Somebody has a heart attack is an emergency. Your house is on fire is an emergency. Your kid gets lost, is an emergency. So firemen, ambulance, police, those are the three emergencies. Checking Facebook is not an emergency. Are we good on this? All right. Mentorship. What does it mean to be a mentor? It means to help people who join ToastMasters because they think they need public speaking, and we all do, and to help them overcome the anxiety of actually speaking in public. It is the second most prevalent fear among all nations. Everywhere in the world, people are afraid of public speaking. What is the number one fear? Death. And some people will say, I'd rather die right now than go in front of these people and tell them what I don't know. So, death by PowerPoint. Forward? Yes. Two things that I would like you to do in this workshop is, the two things are participate in your experience. What does that mean? Participation means that you take part in it, enjoy it, participate, and experience your participation. In other words, understand what you're doing. Clear so far? Am I going too fast, too slow? Okay. Next. Like I said, death by PowerPoint. You don't have to read that. Everybody's trying to read everything that's in on the slide. That's basically what Toastmasters say about mentorship. In a nutshell, you help somebody else achieve their first 3 speeches. What I do is I work with a person who is usually a new member for 3 months. Every week, for 1 hour every week. So when they get in front of the audience, they can deliver their first 3 speeches. After that, they're basically on their own. So, I think that Lukasz already covered this, so I'm going to skip over this slide. Okay, we have bullet points. What is the most important bullet point on this particular slide? Shows interest in the mentee's development, offers emotional support, cultivates talents, offers praise, and so forth. Which one do you think is the most important? The last one. Yes, that is important. But for a mentee, the second one is the most important. Emotional support. Usually people have different reasons why they are afraid of being in front of an audience. And that's all emotional. It isn't anything that has to do with logic. It has nothing to do with rational thinking. It's pure emotion. When you're in front of the group and you have to deliver something, there are so many eyes that are concentrating on you. They're looking at you. I know people who are excellent in a one-on-one situation, but when it comes to actually say something to a group, they get lost. So emotional support is one of the key factors in supporting your mentee or supporting a mentee. How many folks here are not members of ToastMasters? May I see a show of hands? Quite a few, but I guess you came here because you're interested in what ToastMaster has to offer. And you have to start a journey somewhere. And Toastmaster is an excellent part to start. It's an excellent point to start because the mission of Toastmasters is to provide a supportive environment. You get to actually have people supporting you on your journey. And at one point, I was also terrified of public speaking. However, in the year 2000, almost 20 years ago, I became a Toastmaster. And ever since then, I geared my life in such a way so that I can help others do the same. I'm a strong believer that when you make it to the top, it is your duty to send the elevator back down, help other folks come up. Well, that's a mentor's makeup. And now I have a lot to choose from. Thank you. No, I like the other one better. So, a mentee, well, it's a two-way relationship. The mentor helps the mentee has to actually be engaged, be receptive, listen to what is being said, loyal, open to new ideas, and so forth. Because, as I said, it's a two-way relationship. Everybody benefits. My benefit as a mentor is that I know that I help somebody become better at what their goals are. I help somebody achieve their goals. And that's important to me. So, again, you've done this before with Lukasz. I would like you to try it again and form pairs, one-on-one, and have a little conversation. What can you do very well? Can you show somebody how to do it? Would you be upset if he, she doesn't follow your way of doing it? Why? Well, we all kind of have our preferred ways of doing things, and somebody may go in a different direction. Would that be okay if you're a mentor? Okay, so I want to see a partner A. Who's going to be doing the, partner B is doing the asking, partner A answers, and then we're going to switch. Okay, so they're going to be like 3 minutes and 3 minutes. Any questions? Okay, let's do this. And let's bring that to a close. In about 1 minute, we're going to bring this to a close. Okay, may I have your awareness, please? Okay, it's time to stop. Everybody, we stop at this point, and the person who gave the answers now gets to ask the questions, and the person who was asking the questions gets to answer. 3 minutes on the clock. Please begin. Okay, and we'll bring this to a close as well in about 30 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay. So everybody knows what their partners knows how to do well. Isn't that amazing? Is there a story in there? Is it something that you can lead with? I think so. But how does it begin? Can somebody tell me what this is? It's a train. Okay, somebody else. It's a what? A car. I see a scene in the winter of a meadow that's covered in snow. It's night time, and are those kind of the eyes of a beast lurking in the distance? Interestingly enough, the road stops here. You find yourself in this place, and for many people, that's where they begin. This is not new. Nel mezzo del cammin della nostra vita mi ritrovai per una silva oscura. That's how Dante Alighieri started the Divine Comedy 500 years ago. Oh, close to 6. So in the middle of the road of my life, I found myself in a dark wood where the true way was completely lost. And the first thing to do is to admit, I am lost, I am here, and I don't know where to go. That's when a mentor comes in. And the mentor will show you a way. It's not necessarily the way. You will discover what your way happens to be, but first, you got to make that first step. And that's basically where the trouble begins, or that's where the journey begins. This is you, me, everybody else. What is the blue circle? Comfort zone. We're in the middle of our comfort zone. We're safe. We're happy. Everything is perfect. Blue is a nice color. It's a relaxing color. The world is at peace. However, what happens? You see something. Oops, pardon. And you say, oh, I want to go there. I like that star. It resonates. It's me. It's a great thing to have. And we start walking towards it until we're coming out of the comfort zone. It's not safe here. And that's where fear comes in. False expectation appearing real. You imagine all kind of things that may happen, that will happen, that they haven't happened yet. It's not reality, but the mind goes nuts. Why am I saying it's a false expectation? It appears real. I mean, it creates an emotion inside, and that emotion is real, that fear is real. But why am I saying it's false? Because it hasn't happened. Nothing has happened. You just went to the edge of the comfort zone. So, you decide to take another step. And all of a sudden, that false expectation appearing real becomes dimmer. And when you get your star, what happens to that comfort zone? It stretches. I'm going to tell you something about fear. Fear is the first derivative of love. Why? Because when you love something, immediately afterwards the fear of losing it comes in. It's automatic. So you love going to and getting the star, but you're afraid to do so. That's where mentor comes in. And the mentor will show you in ToastMasters, ooh, that's scary. But a ToastMaster will show you three things. One is your speech. How is your speech going to be constructed? Most people follow a timeline. So I was born, then I went to kindergarten, then I went to school, then I got married, then I got children, and whatever. That's a story. However, what you can do is to start in the middle and to say, well, 10 years ago, I decided to take a trip to Africa. And all of a sudden you have people's attention. Africa. Oh, okay, why did you decide to go to Africa? And you can tell your story based on that. And then move forward to the present. What did that trip do for you? How did it change you? Or you can decide to go backwards and say, since I was a child, I was dreaming of making a trip to Africa. Personally, I always dreamed of sailing through Magellan Straits between Patagonia and Tierra del Fuego. And 3 years ago, I was actually able to do that. And it was fantastic. And I can still tell that story, and it's a great story. But you need to start somewhere. So the speech is the first part. That's not the only part. Body language. You're here, you're on the stage. Move. Make your point. When you're talking about something that moves in progression, I started here and then I moved in this direction. And this is where I ended up. Or I started here and I wanted to go over there, but I ended up over here. Oh, I failed. No, you did not fail. You just discovered a perfectly good way in which you could not achieve what you wanted. It's a success. But if you want that, you got to do something else. The third element is the stage. I spoke about that a little bit, but the body language and the stage work together. When you use your body to communicate something, you have to be in a particular place on the stage. I know it sounds difficult, and trust me, it comes naturally after a couple of tries. The point is that these are the three elements that a mentor can bring. And with these three elements, working with a mentee over a period of 3 months, I get them to give their first 3 speeches. And from there on, they basically can create their own style and say, okay, I don't want to move like this, I want to move like that. It's more natural to me. That's fine, that's perfectly fine. But they have done what they said they couldn't do. They have given 3 speeches, and now they can move forward. ToastMaster also has a mechanism that you can get another mentor. You don't have to stay with the same person. That's where you get. From that scary place, you get to a nice light place where a path suddenly opens. It may be a path that you want to follow, but it may also be a path that you don't want to follow, but it's no longer a scary place. It is a comfortable place. It is a place from which you know that you can grow. You have a platform, you have a baseline. So, in a moment we're going to be doing another exercise. And that one looks like this. This is going to be a mingle. I think my slides got mixed up. Either that or I mixed up somehow. Yes. This is the exercise. This is a mingle, which means everybody gets up, go to the back of the room. Not yet. Let me tell you the instructions. And then now you have a chance to talk to everybody in this room and tell them what you can do extremely well. For instance, my name is Mike, and I can build sand castles. Okay, so, hi, my name is Mike, and I can build sand castles. Hi, my name is Mike, and I can build sand castles. Hi, my name is Mike, and I can build sand castles. Okay? So that's the entire communication. But try to hit as many people as you can. So wait for the other person to tell you what they are good at, okay? And that way you get to know a lot of people, and you get to know what a lot of people are good at doing, what they can do extremely well. We're good? Any questions? Any answers? I don't know, either one or the other. Okay, everybody get up. Go to the back of the room and do the exercise. You have 5 minutes. Okay, keep moving, keep moving. Next person, keep rotating. Hi, my name is, and I can. If anybody needs a partner, raise your hand. Okay, go to the next person. Okay, and bring that to a close. Okay. After this, we are going to take some sharing as to how they perceive the exercise, and then I have my last slide. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so finish with the person that you're with, and after that, please come back to the room. Come back to your seats.
Hey. Do you hear me well? It's time to stop.
Okay. And stop.
Let's stop and be seated back. We continue.
Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Okay, it's time to stop. The folks in the back, we are not going to start until you are back in your chair. This part of your body has to be in that thing. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. How did you like it? Did you learn something about your colleagues? Who would like to tell what they have found most interesting? Show of hands. Nobody found anything interesting? Wow. I'm surprised. Usually at this part of the presentation, about a dozen hands go up. But no, you didn't find anything interesting about any of your colleagues. You made a business connection. Well, that's helpful. Yeah. So I would like to hear some of the things that you can do very well. What is it that you can do very well? I can build sandcastles. My grandfather showed me how to do it, and the secret is to use water and to beat the hell out of the sand before you start building it, because you compact the sand, and the sand then can be used to sculpture whatever it is that you want to build. But that's what I can do. Anybody else? Please. You can sleep. That's a very unusual skill. I'm sure that a lot of folks here would like to understand more about the sleep aspect of your talent. Yes. Anybody else? Okay. I'm sorry? What do I do best? Besides mentoring, you mean? Let's see, I can sleep, I can eat, I can do... I am a researcher by trade. I'm a numbers guy. I can do a lot of analysis of data. I can do that very, very well. The other thing that I can do very well is to listen to my heart and to help people make a connection, a heart-to-heart connection. And that's why I said that the emotional support is the most important part of mentorship. As a mentor, I have to understand my mentee, and I understand where they come from. I know where they want to go, but there are many paths that will take them there. There is no road, there is no road map. Every person is different. Every person has different aspirations, different ways of learning. So my responsibility is to connect with that person and understand how I can bring them where they want to go. Does that answer your question? Thank you for the question. Am I at yellow yet? Okay. This is my last slide. And basically it says that beginnings have ends. And the mentorship program also has an end. For me, it's 3 months. At 3 months, I say thank you very much. You're on your own, or you can go get another mentor. But in many cases, probably in all of the cases, I remain in close contact with the person that I mentored. However, the relationship has changed. It's not any longer a teacher-student type situation. It is more of a friendship. We get together for coffee, we get together for lunch, we go over different things that happen in our lives, and we move forward from there. They may already have found another mentor, or they are developing themselves individually. So in the beginning, ends are cast. So, thank you very much for your attention. Ivan,
Thank you,
thank
Mike,
you for the opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you for your workshop. Actually, if you want to ask questions to Mike, it's time to do 1-2 questions. Ludmila?